Hello everyone, welcome to the SpoilerCast on thegameraccess.com. And for today's episode, we are going to talk about Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I have three people with me today, starting off, probably the biggest Metal Gear fan of the staff, Mr. Bremen Milan.
What up?
Also a big Metal Gear fan is John Macaluso.
What's up, guys?
And the person who bought a PlayStation 3 because of Metal Gear Solid 4, Bronson Fiore.
Metal Gear.
So I don't really have this structured, so here we go. So Metal Gear Solid 5.
So do you want to do it the way we did, like Nick and I did the infamous one where we went like story then gameplay?
Well, why don't we just talk about the overall experience to begin?
Okay.
Like our overall thoughts.
Like, as a Metal Gear fan, like as a fan of video games, this game is awesome. As a fan of Metal Gear games, I like it more than I like 2 and a couple other games in the series, but it's not my favorite the way I love 3. So,
well, I think because the story is like, it's hard to, sometimes you kind of stumble on shit too,
Yeah, like, the story didn't, I don't think the story was bad, but, because of the way the game is set up, I feel they had trouble pacing it correctly. Because,
yeah, I think, I do think pacing is an issue because it is a very gameplay-orientated game with how few cutscenes there are, which is, compared to Metal Gear 4, that is, whoa.
Compared to I've been playing Metal Gear 3 at work in the Vita collection, and, I'm literally just putting the controller down and watching it as a movie sometimes. And that's kind of the way all the Metal Gears have been, versus this one, where, I'm right at the end, and that's maybe happened, 2 or 3 times.
I forgot to throw this warning out there, but because, as the name suggests, this is a spoilercast, we are literally going to spoil anything and everything about Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, in this episode. Every single thing, including the true ending of the game. Which I believe we all know about it.
Yeah, so that was actually kind of awesome when I found that out. I haven't finished it. I've had the game ruined by several people I know. And I was just like, well, screw it. I'm just going to watch the rest of this on the internet because I'm 30 hours into this game and the end is nowhere in sight. But when I heard about that was the ending, I thought people were joking. I was like, that's really awesome and kind of effed up in a way that can't be the ending, and it totally was.
Yeah, but it's great that the way they set you up for it, you're thinking at first oh, what? I'm just recreating Solid Snake, on the beginning. And it turns out oh, this is why this is happening.
So I think that they hit it pretty well. With Ishmael, I didn't come to the conclusion that it was what's his name's voice. Can't remember.
The thing was
Kiefer Sutherland's
yeah, I couldn't.
I
didn't connect it until they did the test for Eli and it came up negative. Then I was like, wait a minute.
Actually, to me that wasn't that wasn't the clue.
One thing about it is they give you a hint with the intro song, because the intro song is "The Man Who Saved the World" Sold the World by David Bowie.
Catchy as fuck, by the way.
That's such a good song.
To me, that wasn't a hint. To me, it was oh well, it's a song. Well, maybe it'll be explained in the end.
It's a hint if you know about David Bowie, because that is a song he started playing when he had when he was having trouble in his career, trying to figure out what was him and what was him on stage.
I think it should be noted real quick, Bronson, that the song that they have in the game is not the one that is played by David Bowie. It's a cover.
That's true. That is
yeah.
True.
I just want to throw that out there so that we give that artist.
I get the message that Kojima was trying to get with that, though.
For me, the first hint I saw was in the case of Ishmael, and I was like, who is this guy and how does he know all this stuff and why is he showing me all this stuff and why did I never see him again? Like, who is this guy? Like, to me, that was like that was the first big red flag. I'm like, who's this guy in the hospital with me?
Like, I just thought he was, at first, I just thought he was one of the, like, Mother Base agents. Like, oh, okay, this would have been one of my badass dudes from Mother Base.
The thing was, is that
I love all of these. I love all of these small things that as gamers we tend to overlook because we're so caught up with the fact that, oh, hey, we are Snake. Like, the example is, I don't know about you guys, but I completely forgot about Ishmael after that. Like, I didn't even give a second thought as to what happened.
Actually, they did a very good job hiding that. Like they did a good job of like covering his tracks in the story.
Yeah.
So you forget about him.
Yeah,
he was a guy that helped you in the hospital, and he disappeared.
You assume he's dead. That's
the other thing that you forget about is, hey, other than Miller and Snake, there was a third guy in the fucking chopper. Like, I totally didn't even think the medic was involved at all. I thought that was brilliant, the way it was set up.
That was awesome. That the well hidden shit like that is what really got me. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel there's a good story here that's just paced poorly because of the way the game is designed. Like, that is...
I actually, yeah, so... Yeah, like, back to, like, the original point that I had, it's like, the pacing is great. At first, it's like, I could totally understand why this is, like, clearly the best game of the year for, like, two-thirds of it. First two-thirds. And then they decided, the missions got a little repetitive for me. It was kind of like the same sneaking, and I did it the same way. I could have experimented, but there really wasn't a reason for me to change the way I was doing things. And then they decide, you know what we're going to do? We're going to hit your team with a disease. Or not a disease, but a parasite. We're going to hit your team with a parasite. So you're going to spend all your time figuring out what you're going to do, and you're going to have to, and you're going to shove through the story if you want to find a cure, else they're all going to die.
Can we talk about how dumb the justification for Quiet being half naked is? Can we talk about how dumb that is?
I can't believe they came up with some scientific logic for that. Like, photosynthesis? What?
Like, I don't mind fan service as long as you just admit that it's fan service. Like, you know, like Metal Gear 3 had...
Works for me.
I'm sure it does.
Exactly, fan service.
Like, and I'm not I'm not upset that it's there. I'm just like, I'm actually more mad that they try and justify it. Like, that's actually kind of why I'm mad about it. I'm just like, you know, if you would have just said boobs, people like boobs, that's why we're putting this in here.
Or I feel like you could just as easily say, hey, you know, everyone, spoiler alert, it's fucking hot in Afghanistan. So you might not want to wear a shit ton of clothes.
Well,
that probably would have made more sense.
Well, it's happened, it's done, you know, like, I know women were pissed off about it or something.
Oh,
I know that, like, they had they found legit reasons for Eva to get naked in 3. Like, the entire time I'm playing this, I'm just like I've been doing this and 3 at the same time. So, like, that's the one I've been comparing it to. And, like, the entire time I'm just like, this plays so much better. This is a better video game in every single way except the narrative.
Are you're referring to the Phantom Pain?
Yeah.
Over Metal Gear Solid 3, okay.
Yeah, like the gameplay is better in every single way.
I know it's so hard. So it's hard to put down, dude.
I kind of just want to throw this out there. I was immensely, since we're talking about Metal Gear Solid 3, I was immensely disappointed in the boss battles. Like, Quiet was amazing. Like, that boss battle was sick. Just sniper versus sniper. But everything else was god awful. Like, skulls, I fucking hated.
You mean the 15 times you fight them?
Yes, every single time, except for the sniper one. That one was cool.
Yeah, I will admit, it was kind of a downer for the boss fights.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, that was cool. I think Sahelanthropist was the reason why I wasn't a big fan of that is because it was open world. Like, if they had you enclosed a little bit or something like that, no problem. I don't like the fact that I have to constantly call for supply drops, which kind of makes me feel like I'm cheating. And
I mean, like, yeah, like that part, like, I had that in every boss fight though, like, except the one I did most recently, which is the one where the chopper with Code Talker crashes.
oh
And
yeah, oh
That was
awful.
also
That one was-
obnoxious.
that, like, they have
Yes.
so much armor, like, it takes 6 rocket shots to kill one of them with my level 3 rocket launcher.
Yeah, let me tell
that's
you,
why-
you had to run
Dude, I
around
just run with a
and
walker and just blast the shit out of it with a machine gun.
What if
Well,
I
you know what I
upgraded my
found out?
walker? Could I do that?
What I found out is if you wait for them to melee attack you, you can counter it, and that completely takes down their shield or their armor. And
Yeah,
I
there's
found that
that
out
too.
I found that in the very fucking last skull battle.
Wow.
It was easy for me because I brought quiet.
Wait, what?
Quiet.
So if you
I-
if you're getting attacked, Anthony, and you time it right, Snake can actually CQC counter.
Oh yes, I've done
a
that many
skull.
times. Actually,
Yeah.
I had to do that to survive because it's like, okay, if I camp long enough, I will regain my health. Nah, they're shooting bullets and moving around and warping everywhere. Good
Yeah.
luck.
hmm
It was still, like I said, for me it was pretty easy because I brought quiet, and then I brought the walker with the machine gun on it, and then just blast the shit out of him.
Well,
I-
and
I-
a game,
beat it-
I
I
feel like
bought
a
it-
game
I-
shouldn't be like, because I also heard that you need to bring the walker, which I never used in the game. But I read that
I
the
beat
best,
it by stealing a tank and using that.
yeah, I think I used like an APC vehicle one time.
I did it the
But-
old-fashioned way with guns and a sniper buddy. That's
But
it.
it's literally a pain in the ass unless you do it in these specific ways. Like, I don't know. I just feel like for a boss, you shouldn't have to hunt down a tank in an open world, or you shouldn't have to find an APC or rely on your partner,
Or you're,
especially
or
if you're the big boss. God damn it.
well, you're not though.
Okay,
Not.
well, I mean, you are. I
Well,
guess
yeah,
it technically depends on how you interpret it.
I mean, yeah, like I interpret it as kind of like you're big boss. Good job, buddy. Like, you are the big boss. It's like, okay.
Well, so it's kind of funny. I think that is a reference. I think that's kind of breaking the wall, if you will.
Yeah, the fourth one.
Yeah, because I mean, technically, if you view it this way, Snake doesn't kill Big Boss. You do, or I'm sorry, Boss. In Metal Gear Solid 3, you kill her. And I think that's kind of like that theme, that narrative is kind of carried on into this game. And you can see it several times when it says anybody can be the big boss. Anybody can. Apparently, anybody can.
I mean,
be
my
the big boss.
my big boss is a murdering psychopath. So I mean, literally anyone can be my big boss. I will, like, if you are not a high enough rating, I will straight up ice you because I cannot take you back to base. And if someone wakes you up earlier, I'm screwed.
It is not worth the money.
It is. Yeah, it is not worth the money to take you back if you cannot do something for the team. So
it's funny because I started out being like the nice guy. I would literally clear entire bases and
yeah,
on
like
everybody.
but then you realize you don't have enough room, and you not only do you not have enough room to do that, it costs you money to bring these guys back just to sit around and do freaking nothing. And
Well,
then,
you know what ended up happening actually is for people who play Peace Walker, you've pretty much done this before. You've built Mother
you've done
Base.
this twice before. Portable Ops and
that's right. Yeah, Portable Ops as well. So we've done this numerous times, and we're thinking, this time's going to be the last, and so I'm going to pull on everyone I can, and then all of a sudden this bullshit parasite crap breaks out, and your people start fucking dying,
And you don't know why.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, I stopped giving a shit about Diamond Dogs, especially the part where Eli sends that mutated strain into the quarantine, and you have to go in.
Wait, did Eli do that?
Eli did do it. Eli and Psycho Kid, and so
Psycho Mantis, yes.
yeah. So After that, after Snake goes in and kills everybody and nonchalantly rubs their ashes on his face, I was like, oh, I'm done, man. Like, I'm done looking for people that I might just end up killing off in the end.
The thing is that that's probably the last time you would kill them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, here's my personal opinion of that quarantine mission. It really sucked because you go in there and you're like, okay, so these are the pals that are making, sickbay people better. These are the people that are researching stuff, and I don't know how in the world they decided one day that, let's get some guy from the Intel decide to visit the quarantine for some random reason. But it really sucked when you had to shoot them.
So my thing with the game is I didn't have that great of a medical team when the first quarantine happened, and like a quarter of it died, and it went down like 4 levels. I was like, fuck me. Like I already didn't have a great medical team because I just wasn't finding dudes who were good at that particular job, but now it really sucks. Like my R&D team was perfect. Like you'd kill half that thing off, and I'd still have a great R&D team. But yeah.
Oh, that mission really sucked.
Oh, but did you guys notice after the quarantine, you find, like, maybe this might have just been my game, but I was finding, like, really high-ranked dudes all the time. Like, was that just me, or did
you mean S-ranked, A-ranked dudes?
Yeah, after the... So I think they balance it in a way, because, like, if you're like me, you just had, like, a lot of C's and D ranks die, and you're like, well... This sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Versus, like I think I had one S rank die, and that was super shitty, but no one, that was super important. And then immediately after, I was just finding a lot of A's and S ranks, and I'm like, well, the quarantine sucked, but I really didn't lose that much in the long run, other than my medical team. Like, that's the main thing that I was super unhappy about.
Can I just say that the design of the parasite, or at least Kojima, or whoever wrote the story for that parasite, seems kind of a little dumb? Because my problem is like, this parasite will make you crave to go outside and go up and out, and I'm like, what? Huh? What?
Well, the parasite, it's like its goal the way it works is through language.
I know, but I'm talking about it causing urges to go up and outside, and I'm like, that seems like a stretch. Like, I'm like, yeah, you can tell this is. I feel like it to me that was kind of like this is definitely a work of fiction. It's not it's not like The Last of Us where it's actually based on a real life zombie fungus, which that's pretty scary.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, Anthony, makes big sense. It scientifically it doesn't make sense, but as far as it being a plot device, it makes total sense because it's going to spread. It's not going to spread indoors.
It gave you a reason to kill everyone in that place.
Exactly. That's
you know what? The funny part is I didn't feel sorry for any one of them. I just shot them. I didn't think twice.
Yes, because none of them were sexy enough, right?
Well, no, I just shot him.
I think it's kind of funny because thinking back, I didn't really start killing everybody until after that. So I guess you can kind of it's a character development that affects you directly in the way that you play. Kind of cool. I didn't think about that until right now when we were talking about it.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
to me, it's still
music playing in the back while he was doing that, shooting people.
Well, yeah, I mean, so you guys are well aware of the horn that eventually forms on Snake's forehead.
Yeah, I mean, the horn.
Depending on how you play, it forms differently. So, like, if you've been murdering a ton of people, or you start, it becomes more pronounced.
Yeah, and see, that's what I was getting at. Is I started out the game playing very stealthy, and I didn't kill anybody. And then after that moment, I was kind of like, okay, fuck this. And I started killing everyone. And that's when the horn got like 20 feet long. And I was an awful human being.
Is it like the It's Piccolo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Piccolo effect is up killing people, and it's a piece of shrapnel
Oh,
in your
I thought
skull.
you were talking Dragon Ball language here.
Well,
No, it's
I
like
mean,
the
yeah,
dude that whoever lies, the nose grows bigger. Yeah.
Oh,
you mean
Pinocchio.
Okay.
Pinocchio, thank you.
I was just
Piccolo.
I am
from Dragon Ball,
confused, okay? I'm not very good at recalling names.
I
It's all
was just like, what? Like the instrument?
Pinocchio, thank you. It's like the Pinocchio thing, except in this case, it's killing people and it's a piece of shrapnel in your skull.
The way I heard it, the way I interpreted it, I was like, what? He's gonna special beam cannon everybody? I mean, what's going on here?
No,
That would make that game a lot better. I mean, like if I got Piccolo from Dragon Ball as a team member, I'd be pretty stoked. Yeah.
So it sounds like it sounds like for the most part we all kind of agree that the story was just kind of eh. Like it's got its high points and it's got its low points.
But like it's very up and down. Like its highs in that story are very high, but its lows are very, very
Yeah.
low.
But I will say, I had a freaking ball playing that game. I couldn't stop playing. I kept trying to build my base and get people and all this other stuff.
Like they definitely. I will say that they give you an incentive to play missions multiple times and in multiple different ways, especially because of their objective system that they set up. Like that was really cool. Like it's like, okay, you beat the mission, but you missed, objectives blank, 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 and blank. It's like, okay, well, now go back and play this mission without getting spotted. So the game itself is already long as hell. And then they have all these little side stuff, and there's a ton of little details. Like, did you guys ever do the side missions to extract the wandering Mother Base soldiers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you figure out the song trick?
If you play
like the peace
I know the trick, but I can't. What is the song?
I'm forgetting the name. Like I always like I know, but yeah, you figured out the song trick. How you can just get them to walk right up to you. Like that was really neat.
If you put half naked women on your cardboard box, they'll stop. Soldiers will stop and oogle at it
and salute you.
Yep, and salute you if it's a soldier. Yeah.
See, that's the funny parts about that game is like there's seriousness and then there's ridiculous stuff too that just makes it fun though.
One of my favorite things is if you kill someone and they land in a puddle, they will, and you let them stay there, or not kill someone, you knock someone out and they're in a puddle, they'll
drown.
They'll drown.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Like
it's so
tons
crazy.
of little details like that just make that game super awesome. Like that was one of the most impressive parts about that game to me is just like all these tiny, small little details where I was like, these are super cool and super interesting.
Yeah, and I also experimented a lot with different weapons and how they work and all that stuff. This is great.
Oh yeah, that's the best part about the game is the just the gameplay as a whole is like ridiculous.
It's really good. Like just playing that game is super fun.
Yeah, I know, Anthony, you haven't tried any different methods, but sometimes you should try all those different, types of weapons that you have. They give it to you, and I mean, it's just they're just fun. Some of them are just really
there is an optimal way to do everything. So like you may think like you may be going into the same way, but you could have done you could have made your mission way easier by doing certain things. Like bringing in that water pistol, like that thing seems useless, but you can use it to fry alarms.
Yeah, but then you can't. But then you can't bring your tranquilizer.
Well, I mean, then you just make a silenced assault rifle that shoots bags. Just one headshot.
Or just bring a silenced assault rifle and shoot the shit out of people in the face.
Yeah, or you can go through Bronson's way. Bronson's method to madness.
See, I'm a little too nice. Man. I just don't kill people unless it's like kind of like a absolute necessity. Them firing at me and I can't exactly tranquil them, so I'm like, crap. Well, sorry, dude.
Dude, you got sleep grenades and you've got the sleep mine, which I got.
The problem is I play exactly the same. I don't actually experiment that much. I'm just kind of like the guy who carries a trank sniper, a trank pistol, and in the case of emergencies, lethal weapon.
But see, that's what's awesome about Metal Gear is the fact that you can play any way you want with any weapons you want, and then eventually you get far enough down the road to where you can even customize every little part of your gun, which is amazing, by the way.
Yeah, like that. I like the little details like that. Like, did you guys end up acquiring a decent amount of female staff? Because if you do, like, they'll be talking about like Team Ocelot or Team Miller on base.
Well, they better pick Team Miller because they'll be in for a massive disappointment in about 20 years.
Nah.
I don't know. Miller's dead in 20 years, so I mean.
Yeah, but you can also be a madman in 20 years.
But it's not like Ocelot wins.
Ocelot kind of got his end goal, like, sort of. Like, I mean, his goal was to do whatever the boss wanted, which boss got what she wanted in the long run, I guess, sort of.
While we're on that subject, Ocelot was my favorite character in the game.
He was really funny. He was, like, but I mean, there's not much, like, that's not really a competition though, because it's like, okay, well,
what can you choose from? There's your fake
there's
snake.
Big Boss who doesn't. There's fake Big Boss who doesn't speak.
He doesn't talk very much, and it's really just your character that saved the real Big Boss, and the real Big Boss was busy camping out somewhere.
You know, yeah, he's off working for the U.S. military. So that's what he's doing. Then there's God, what was there? Then there's like Miller, who's just an asshole, really. Like the entire time.
He's constantly needing vengeance.
Like, I get why he's pissed, but, like, dude, like, take a vacation. Like, chill out.
Yeah, I enjoyed him a lot more in Peace Walker.
Yeah, because he actually had some personality and some humor.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta understand that, after seeing that entire place you built just go kaboom.
Yeah. If you played Peace Walker, that's 1,000 times more annoying. Because, my Peace Walker save had, 70 hours on it. So, to see it just disappear in 3 minutes is, fuck. I think it would have been cool if they found a way to, integrate your Peace Walker save into Ground Zeroes and then into Metal Gear 5. But, obviously too far past that now. From a gameplay standpoint, this game is, the story, like you said, up and down, but the gameplay, dude. It is, half the fun of that game for me was just experimenting with stuff.
I think,
gameplay minus the boss fights.
I really like how this game, every single person that I've ever talked to who's played this game has a slightly different way or very different way of doing things. There isn't just one way of doing things.
Yeah.
For me, it's just tranking and full taunting everything out because let's be honest here, I don't want bodies to wake up, and I sure as heck don't want other people to find them and wake them up. And you never know, the soldier you extracted could be better than the ones you already have, and whatever the ones that are useless at base, I could just kick them out.
Once you scan them, you know if they're better.
I know. Well, I take them anywhere because you never know, because when you're managing 800 people, it's kind of hard to tell. So I just let the game sort everything out for me, and whoever gets put into the waiting room because of overcrowding, well, they get dismissed.
Kind of funny how you do it that way. Mine is I'll scan him, I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's good, that guy's good. Oh, sorry, you die.
Yeah, there were missions in that game where I just sniped everything. I was just straight up just all right, well, we got 2 different types of snipers, and we're gonna murder everything.
What's that? Once you get that gunsmith and put a silencer on your sniper rifle, the rest is history.
Yeah, it's... though, can we talk about how quiet is oh, I see you alerted the base, and you got spotted by a soldier you want to capture. Let me let me blow his brains out for you.
Yeah, that was annoying, because it was I would remember, because in reflex mode it's even more funny, because it's and and I'm like, okay, I'm in reflex mode. I got my tranquilizer. I'm pointing at the guy's head. I'm gonna put him out, and all will be okay. And then I hear in the distance, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then his brains get blown out, and I'm like, well, shit. Now I have a dead body on the floor.
Hey, dude, this is have you guys? I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this yet, but has there ever been a time where, you know, you have that what is that thing they call where it slows down or whatever?
Reflex.
Yeah, reflex mode where you try to grab him. As soon as I grabbed him, like she blew his head off. Like I was already, and I was still holding him too, which is kind of funny.
She'll kill him when you're holding him too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I just thought that was pretty funny. Plus, you can have a trank one too while you're grabbing him.
These are all reasons why D-Dog is the better companion.
Oh, D-Dog's
I still
fantastic
like
because it used to be I would rely on Quiet to point out where enemies are, but she can't point out everything. She can't point out what she can't see. So that was an issue. Whereas with D-Dog, I would be like standing like a good 50 or 80 meters away and be like, here's everybody, and there's the prisoner. And I'm like, why didn't I use D-Dog earlier? This makes my job so easy.
Nah, I still have fun with Quiet. But I mean, the D-Dog is still fun too. The slight problem I have with D-Dog, though, is sometimes you'll tell him, go get him, boy. And it takes him a little bit of time just to even get him. I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I only had D-Dog there to identify targets and prisoners and stuff like that. I never used him to attack anything.
I used D-Dog once I immediately switched over to D-Dog once I found out that what happens to Quiet.
Yep.
Like, I immediately switched. I was like, alright, cool, I'm on, like, mission 22. I know the future. I'm not going to invest resources in this.
Well, you can, for the record, though, you can play through it without losing Quiet at all, or even doing that special the special ending she has.
Yeah, I know.
All right, well, yeah, that's what my brother's doing. I made the
It's
mistake.
It's not worth it. I invested so much money into her butterfly snipers, and then she just disappeared.
Apparently,
If you didn't know about it, you're kind of screwed. And I feel the same way too, because I was like helping. I finally got that freaking gun that can anti-material rifle for her.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Anti-material
because she leaves.
The moral of Metal Gear 5: don't get attached.
Well, yeah. It's like Metal Gear. It's like, I want to pull off an Aerith somehow. I wonder how. Ooh, right. Let's make a sniper that people over-rely on.
Game of Thrones is what it is.
Let's make a sniper companion that people over-rely on.
But you know what's fun?
You can use her as an absolute crutch. Like, you can absolutely use her as a crutch. No doubt about that.
Yeah, what was it? I forgot. I lost my train of thought now. Well, I was about to say something, but
Yeah,
No,
that's just disappointing. Investing so much into something and just having it go away. Metal Gear did that three times to you. Once with Mother Base, once for Quiet, and once with Venom Snake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I was gonna say that that one secret little mission that you do and you rescue and you actually get to rescue Kojima. That was pretty cool.
That was neat. That was also in Ground Zeroes.
Kojima was actually not. I wish Kojima was S ranked, but he isn't.
Actually, if you import him over from your Ground Zero save, you get a version of him that's like all S's and A's and everything.
Okay, the one I got. See, I didn't actually go through Ground Zeroes. I just did it to finish it and get it done with, and that was it.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of, did you guys ever experience where you grab a vehicle and then you have it come with you and you're like, what the hell? There's no ammo in it.
No.
A vehicle? Why would a vehicle have ammo in it?
No, I'm talking about a vehicle like a tank or one of those other ones with the guns in them. Because I've had that happen to me where I'll bring my tank with me, one of the tanks with me, and then I will land and I'm like, there's no freaking ammo in the damn tank.
That's weird. No, I never took vehicles with me.
Really? You didn't even take any of the tanks with you?
Never. No, I've never taken a vehicle with me.
I stole vehicles on several occasions. One of my favorites is, I forgot if it's a main op or a side op, but it's that It's that dude who is like there's an APC in the front, APC in the back, and then in the middle he's in a Jeep and he's a prisoner that you have to extract.
Oh, man, that would, yeah.
And I literally just snuck up to the Jeep and drove away and then Fultoned it with him in it.
Isn't that
I did that a
convenient?
lot on.
But see, there's the thing though. That's how everybody plays differently. So I did it differently too, and everybody. I'm sure John did it in a different way, which is great. Everybody has their own version.
I did something similar to that with you know those side ops where you have to go destroy the tank units.
I just did
those are
one.
I just
really-
bolt on all of them. Yeah,
Those are-
Yeah,
those
full.
are really
No,
annoying.
it's fun because it's like the thing that puzzles me about about full taunting a tank. It's like the crew is still in it, so how come they don't just fire the cannon in the air? You know, once it's
Can
on
we talk
board
about-
wherever it is. Like, how did they get that? How did they get that thing
The
back?
tank can't aim that high though, dude.
Well, can we
I know,
also
but once
talk
it's
about
inside,
how,
it could just completely obliterate whatever aircraft is kidnapping them, even though they're going down
Well,
with
no.
it.
Let's talk about like the fact that you can Fulton like bears and just like. Oh,
No,
he's-
I'm
he's
surprised
folding
you can
something up.
even-
Oh, he just folding up a wild bear. Oh shit.
We Fulton
Oh,
up
attack the
a
body
like
coast.
200-ton tank and
Yeah, no,
shipping
that's
containers.
Ridiculous.
Like
Those-
Fultoning
those-
is like the
no.
easiest thing ever.
No,
Hey,
no.
you guys ever
I'm not-
tried that? You guys ever tried Fultoning and then being on what thing you're being Fultoned?
Yep. It's a quick way out of the mission. I've done that a couple of times.
I done that.
Which
I
is
tried to,
fun,
but I
man.
keep falling off.
Yeah,
No, you
yeah,
gotta press triangle.
I couldn't stay on.
You gotta press triangle while you're on there.
Yeah, it'll
Oh,
give you
okay.
a prompt to hold, and he'll hold on, and it'll go up with it. I've escaped many a shittiest situation by doing that.
See, for me, I
sometimes
just
it's the
like
best way. Instead of calling for like the helicopter, you just like if you see a fucking container, you're like, all right, that's my escape route.
Fultoning is like so easy because it's like, oh, I got someone who's sleeping, or you know, like this is why I don't kill people because they're gonna discover the body and send things on alert, and I prefer not to have the alert sent off. So that's why I just like, okay, well, there's a sleepy person here. Ah, well, I'll just Fulton mine out. See, no trace left other than a helmet. As long as they don't see the
Okay.
balloon.
But here's the thing: if you kill everyone as you go along,
There's
and-
no one to call for backup.
exactly. Like,
Or you can destroy.
But my
the
problem is if I kill enough
radios
people, the whole place goes on alert, and if I get into combat status that I kill enough people and I don't know where the radio machine is, they're gonna call for reinforcements elsewhere, and that's gonna make things a little. It's a little annoying. I
don't know,
prefer
like,
stealthy.
You can be stealthy and murder everyone.
I've done that. Yes.
See, I stealthy
Like-
full-time people. I don't stealthy knife them. That's the thing.
Like
Although I'm pretty sure you can stealthy knife them because sometimes I would
oh,
say
yeah.
this guy is a boaster, so therefore he probably spent most of his life lying to people about how awesome he is. Maybe he shouldn't live.
So like me personally, like sometimes I'd be like, I'm bored. I'm gonna play this mission by only using this knife. Just
Actually,
like,
yeah, you can kind of challenge yourself. Huh?
Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah.
Have you guys done any of the subsistence missions, like the one with the communications thing? They send you in with literally nothing, and you have to get your own gun on site. You don't have any equipment on you. Which made things a lot harder because it's like I can fire a weapon, but everyone's gonna know where I am the moment I pull this trigger.
One of my favorite things to do in the game was I'm trying to remember the name of it, like the like go to the wild preserve, I guess it was, like of all the animals you were rescuing.
Yeah.
Like it was just really neat to be like, I've rescued all these animals. I have a personal zoo.
Hey, so here's the
Where
thing,
is
too,
that, by the way?
It's
Like,
on Mother Base.
The one thing I also like doing in Metal Gear was like, and I freaking abused this too. This is the only time why I don't always bring my. It's the reason why I never bring like rocket launchers or grenade launchers, is because I'll just have quiet like ricochet my grenade. That is just awesome. When I shoot down helicopters, I just have them shoot a grenade and ricochet it off.
Bronson, you mentioned that you can Fulton bears.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that it's kind of funny the fact that when you bolt on like animals and large animals, it's no problem. But when you tranquilize a bird, you put it in your pocket.
That's funny. That's funny.
Has anyone else noticed that?
I have never gotten to a bird. That's the thing.
Yeah, like I never noticed that. I noticed that it takes like 20 trank darts to get a bear to go the F to sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that first mission where it's like get the legendary brown bear, I find it super easy. Like wasn't trouble at all finding the thing. And then
You know what, though?
Getting it to go to sleep was the hard
part. Some of the other annoying missions I thought was, well, for me, was kind of annoying, was the one where you have to get the mother base wandering soldiers.
Oh, those are bad. Those are hell easy.
For me, like, once you get the tranquilized sniper, it's the easiest thing in the world. Just stay from a distance, aim at the head, and they're out.
Or you
don't even have to be that far. It's like 20 feet away.
Well, the problem with 20 feet away is if they look your way, they'll know where you are.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, or you can just play that song. That's actually probably the easiest way.
They will literally come up to you, and then you just trank them. Super easy.
That part I didn't know.
Those, like I said, there's tons of little details like that where it's like you can just spend so much time on those little details. God. Oh, did you guys ever try this? If you call a supply drop on someone and it lands on them, it'll knock them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Get S rank on being quiet. Beat her by knocking her out with some drops.
Really? Because I did it different. See, again, I did it differently. I brought a freaking tank and just blasted the crap out of her.
Well, I mean, like
I don't know if that gets you an S rank though.
S rank. Yeah, and that's the only way to get.
I beg to differ. I did get an S rank.
I did.
Tank?
Yep. I beg to differ because I did get an S rank.
Okay, got it.
I did it. My first fight against Quiet was like that legit, like a legit full-on sniper fight.
Yeah,
to me that felt
why
cool.
It was badass.
Yeah, that fight was really good. It was a really good fight for that was one that like Metal Gear always has really good sniper fights. Has anyone else noticed that?
Yeah.
Like for whatever reason, they know how to design a sniper battle.
What was it? That sniper wolf thing in Metal Gear 4?
Yeah,
Crying Wolf.
The only one I wasn't super into was Crying Wolf, and even it was cool because it was in that like giant blizzard. You know.
And you were using heat to find someone.
Yeah, I really liked doing it on New Game Plus when you had the railgun, because then you just destroy her from like hella far away. It's like, oh, I could snipe you, or I could just take off half your health in one shot.
Actually, I think about it, there's not much else to spoil on Metal Gear 5. We pretty much covered it.
It's not a very story-heavy game. It's basically parasites that killed everybody, which I actually looked this up because when the parasites happened, I was like, well, I don't want everyone to die, and I'm not gonna let everyone die, and I know I have to shove through the story. So I looked on YouTube, and apparently this one guy said, just quarantine every single person on your staff that speaks the Kikongo language, and I'm like, really? That's a lot of people on my staff.
That is a ton of people.
I know, but guess what? It actually did reduce the number of people that got killed.
It does work.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I gotta shove through the story, and the story didn't make it any easier because you have to find the parasitologist, or whatever you pronounce it, and didn't make it any easier. That same mission had put you up against the sniper skulls.
Oh, the sniper skulls are easy, dude. I did it with a trank snipe.
Yeah, the sniper skulls were fun. They were the only ones that were fun.
They were fun.
See, for me, it was just a case of sneak, don't look this way, sneak. Okay, good. I'm done. I'm clear. This isn't like any other of the skull fights where it's predetermined that they will find you.
Like, dude, I did that fight with a sniper. Like, I killed them all. Like, I was just like...
Yeah, the problem is, I don't know. Like, to me, it's like, at that point in the game, I probably still sucked at it, so that's why I'm just like, sneak by. Okay, good. Then you gotta climb up the valley.
Ironic, my text tone went off during this podcast.
You better bring out the cardboard box, dude. Better hide in it.
Yeah. So,
But there's the parasite, there's the evolved parasite where you have to shoot your members, and I think probably one of the most things that suck really much is that in addition to killing your own staff, you watch them claw their own throats out. That was
it was. Were you listening to Nincat when that happened?
No, I was not.
Yeah,
Nincat is because you guys play the music, not me. No, I just watch them like calling their throats out. I'm like, okay, this really sucks. And then there's the ending where
I was actually saying, awesome. This is awesome.
I did get a great screenshot from this game when like Big Boss takes like a hit of Code Talker's pipe.
I saw that.
I was just like, Big Boss 420, blaze it! I was just like, I have to take this opportunity.
Let's see. The only other thing I could talk about is how annoying Huey is. It's like just like Huey and Eli. Like I'm just like, why isn't Eli just kicked off already? And then the other question is, why is Huey around as long as he is? And dear goodness, this guy's messed up because he's perpetually denying things.
Can we talk about how that's Otacon's dad, though?
Yeah, I'm like, this is Otacon. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's little
freaking locking a lady in a machine, and dear goodness.
Yeah,
that stuff I thought. See that part I thought was messed up. Yeah, where he locks her in the machine and she eventually dies in there.
Did you listen to cassette tape of her being stuck in there? It's kind of it's quite unsettling.
Can we talk about how did you guys get to the part with Paz?
Where she's like half naked?
No, I was talking about like the photography missions and how she's just a figment of your imagination because you feel guilty as shit.
What?
All that stuff. Yeah, you gotta keep going back to Mother Base and visiting her, Anthony.
Yeah, like you gotta keep going back to, and she'll eventually give you photography missions. If you do them all, she's like you find out that like she's just a figment of guilt in your mind because she's still dead because you didn't find the second bomb.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you see? It's stuff like
Where
this
do you
that's
find
kind of
this?
hidden in the game.
She's on the medical platform, like the top floor, I believe.
No, it's like the second floor, I think.
See, I never explored that much, so I'd never been there.
Like
other than the target practice side ops.
Yeah,
you gotta constantly go back there and visit her.
Yeah, like I was like when I found her, I was like, how are you not dead? That was basically my big thing. It's just like you had a bomb inside of you
and jumped out of the helicopter.
Like there is no way you are alive. I do not accept this. And then you find out it's just like, oh, you're just a figment of my imagination of guilt. After I do all of these photography missions.
Yeah, might I add that bomb was in somewhere in her unmentionable places.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not leave that out, Bremen, because everyone needs to make sure they know that.
Can we I thought this game was actually going to cover a lot of heavy subject matter, and the only thing that really, it kind of doesn't. It's just it just states the obvious. Child soldiers are bad. Like, having children as soldiers is bad. That was the most the game had to say. Versus, like, the other
tossing them around and knocking them out are fun.
Okay. Versus, like, the other Metal Gears had, like, more to say about, war and nukes and the
patriotism.
But
you kind of get the connections after that, like the story. Well, with like a little bit of the story here and there, like the Les Terribles Enfants. So you're like, oh no, dude, that's where Raiden's from.
Like the God, what was it? Like, there's none of the geopolitical stuff really in this one. Yeah, like there's like 3 and like 1 and 3 and even 2 had a lot of that like geopolitical shit to say, but like this one's just like, nah, this is mostly like I feel that Kojima wanted to make a very different game, and Konami's like, we're not going to give you the money for it if it's not Metal Gear. So he's like, fine, fuck it, I'll make it.
I also Yeah, but the way I look at it is this could explain a lot because this big boss is not real. This big boss was how sick is it that, well, I don't sick is not the right word, but I just kind of when I saw my dude taking the bomb out of the person in Ground Zeroes, I was like, so this medical guy took the bomb out with Nincat playing in his head. I don't know what to think anymore.
Well, I mean, that's the part where I'm like, wow, whoa, this is what, this is exactly what I didn't expect.
This is the dude that saved Big Boss, and that's how he got the shrapnel in the head. And because this is the other giveaway too, because I remember, like in Metal Gear 4, it's like, I don't ever recall Big Boss having a piece of metal in his head in that game. Either it was like removed at some point because it was the future, but I do not remember a piece of shrapnel in that dude's head. And I looked up a picture just to make sure, and there you go. He didn't have it. And I'm like, okay, something's up here.
Yeah. Then you get
to now you know why.
And now you know why. And you're like, what the hell?
I think
especially when they have to replay that whole beginning again,
It was really creepy because it's like this is what it really looked like, and you look at the back of that Get Well card.
Yeah, like
it's like Get Well character name signed Big Boss, and I'm like, whoa, damn.
Well, not only that, but there's the fact like it has you create a character, and like I thought that was Kojima just being like a dick as he's wanted to do. Like it's just like, oh okay, well it's just Hideo like doing something weird, and it's like no, that was your face. And it's like, no, fuck that. You're Big Boss now.
I think, they talked about that hypnotherapy thingy, whatever it is. It's like the whole time. It's like the way they twisted it was like really crazy because in the beginning of the game, you were Big Boss and you had to put on a different face, so they didn't find you, but your face somehow went back to Big Boss anyways. Whereas what actually happened was that you had surgery done to look like Big Boss. Yeah. Also,
if you look at the game, you look at the preview trailers, like you look at everything, and you're like, you see everything. You're like, wow, how did I not catch this? But like
John was saying too, like you don't notice the voice of like the guy that was guiding you this whole time. Like,
well, it's because it's something you're not thinking about.
Well, I'm not about the game in general. Like we've been talking about how it's poorly paced. But like maybe that was intentional to make it so you don't.
This is the thing too. It's like, you don't get much story, you don't get this happening, and you're just out doing missions all day. And I'm like, maybe that's because you're not the real Big Boss. The real Big Boss is doing all the epic drama stuff elsewhere.
It's like maybe this shit was intentional. Like I'm conflicted. Like, is that the message he was trying to tell with this story?
Like, is it brilliant or not? God damn it.
Yeah, like I guess that's the mark of a true work of art if you can sit and debate it. But like, on the one hand, I'm like, that ending was incredible. Like, the game gives you subtle hints and even bigger hints the entire time you're playing it about like what is really going on. But
yeah, like
because of the way it's set up and staged, it's like you probably won't piece it together, and it's because of the way it's like you get a piece of story and then you don't get another piece, or you get a clue but you don't get another clue for like another 2 to 3 hours. So like there's never that. Yeah.
And I guess what other thing that kind of throws you off too is because they give you a choice of what missions you feel like you want to do first. So you gotta get a little bit of different, parts of it by doing different missions. Some of it you do it in different order too, right? I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'll skip one extra mission just because I'm like, I want to do this one.
Hey John, you know how they talked about Eli and the failed DNA test, right?
Yeah.
I did not think of that as a red flag. I just thought of it as, that's strange. They probably did some weird medical thing to disguise it all.
And since we're spoiling it here, he's going to be Liquid Snake anyway. We know.
Well, yeah. You know that the second you
saw Eli, and
that's what I thought.
All you have to do is look at Eli's personality, and I'm just like, Hi, Liquid. Great to know you're still an ass at the age of 13.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my response. But the failed DNA test, I was like, that wasn't a red flag. I thought it was like, maybe there's some weird medical thing. Because I know from Metal Gear 4 that Liquid Snake has, like, you know, it's basically cloned off Big Boss.
Yeah, he has the recessive gene. Or no, he has the dominant genes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he was
and it's
told he
like,
has
well,
the
the DNA
recessive
didn't
gene,
match. But then, like, John, like, mentioned it in the podcast, I'm like, that makes total sense. There's a reason why it didn't match, is because you weren't really Big Boss.
Yeah, that's
like,
why.
You know, and Liquid is the dominant clone, but he was told he was the recessive clone. You know?
And he believed it his whole life.
Yeah, like he believed it until he croaked. You know, which is kind of fucked up and sad when you think about it.
It really is.
Like you like sit and think about it for me, like, wow, that's really fucked up.
What is this about the recessive and dominant clone now?
Okay, so they made 7 clones, but they killed 4 off to encourage dominance, and then they're all based off recessive or dominant genes. So like, so for instance, what Liquid was told is Solid Snake is the dominant. He was the recessive, and I forgot what Solidus was. He was like a mix, like a direct clone, maybe. I believe.
Yeah, Solidus was
like a direct clone. It wasn't like
yeah.
Big Boss is your dad.
He was the
like,
perfect clone.
Yeah, so but no, it was actually the other way around, where Solid Snake was the recessive gene and Liquid was the dominant genes. So
Got it.
It does get confusing. It really does.
it does. Like I'm
Hey,
been
I
playing
had
this
to
series
play-
for years, so
I had to play Metal Gear 4 at least 2 times or 3 times to finally go, I think I know what Eva's talking about now, and I think I understand what the Patriots do.
You know
I
what's funny
think-
about that? Since you mentioned that, it's stuff like that where, like, you know, for me at least, as a big fan of it too, is I'll play the game and then I'll be like, what the heck? So everything's connecting, you know, like, wow, it really is explaining everything.
Yeah.
How it happened. And that's what gets me where I'm like, whoa, okay, as a fan of the series, I'm like, whoa, dude, I'm getting, you know, more into this now.
And you know, it's crazy too because it totally explains how Big Boss survives the first fight with Solid Snake in the original Metal Gear. It's because Solid didn't kill the Big Boss; he killed Venom Snake.
yeah,
Exactly,
Which
right?
that's awesome.
I
That's-
looked
that's-
that up because I was like,
the fact
whoa.
That here looked like the fact that they're referencing the canon of a 30-year-old NES game.
Yeah,
Like, that's kind of great. The fact that all this shit branches off the canon of a game that's from 30 years ago.
But that's the brilliant part about it, though. It just, you know, it works. You just kind of go, oh, wait a minute. Okay, this is what happened. Oh, okay, that's why this happened. Just thought it was kind of well done.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the series.
It's sad that we won't be seeing any more of it, but yeah.
well, any more Hideo Kojima led ones? There will be another one.
We might get another Rising. That'd be pretty dope. I'd be down for some of that.
Well, you do get a costume of metal, you know, of Raiden.
Do you have it?
Yeah. So,
Brandon?
So, out of curiosity,
No, I didn't get it yet.
John, you're on the PC, right?
Yeah.
So I have a question if you bothered to go do this. So we all know about the custom helicopter music. Did you bother to go do that thing where you go into the game's files and make it so you can insert any music as helicopter music?
Nah, I actually don't have any music. I don't use my computer music, so I did not do that.
Okay. Okay, because I have if I was on the PC version, I have
Mine was the final countdown.
For me, it's Maneater. Like I play this female combat member instead of Snake after the story was done. So it's like, yeah, I'll put Maneater. I like that song.
I put Kids in America, then take on me.
Isn't it like the craziest thing ever when a pink helicopter shows up playing Kids of America and all the enemies are just standing there like, what the heck is that thing?
No, it was really funny when I ordered my helicopter to attack a a area as a distraction. Well, I said, I was like, all right, I'm having trouble sneaking into this place, so I'm gonna have everyone in this area go after the helicopter. So I called it in, and you just hear, "Take on me" with this bright pink helicopter shooting down at people, while me and my pet dog, wolf dog, go in to steal intel.
I think the craziest part about that is that music actually intimidates soldiers.
Take me on.
You would think it would provoke You would think it would provoke the Soviet Union into, more likely to shoot you, but it doesn't. I have no idea.
That horrible mess off.
Actually, I love some of the descriptions that they've got in this game, such as for those special colored like a silver or gold outfit you can get for quiet. In the description, it's like, this thing will leave enemies awestruck. Yeah, I guess that's Miller and Ocelot's info on that.
Well, it doesn't matter because Quiet's gone now, so there's no point in me buying that. God damn.
Apparently, you can get a sniper wolf outfit for her, and I'm like, how's that even possible? Because at some point, if you play this game long enough, that mission you will be forced to do that mission. And I heard that if you had a butterfly emblem. Yeah, if you had a butterfly emblem, she will not go away. And I'm like, well, I am not going to start another 50 hours of this game to see if that's true or not.
I had it already. So for me, it's not an issue. But that's not a hard emblem to get either. Just have her, trank a whole shit ton of people.
Yeah, I actually, honestly, I regret doing that mission, the one where she, the ending of hers. I was like, man, I kind of want to, make sure I kept her instead.
That final stand with her was pretty badass, though.
Yeah, it was, and I liked the drama of it, where she finally spoke English and all this stuff. It was great.
You blew my mind away when you pointed out that, hey, Quiet's the same person that tried to kill you in the hospital. I'm like, wait, what? Really?
Yeah,
oh,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny because when I first started up the game and that cutscene happened, I was all like, "Oh, she kind of looks like Quiet."
And then that's what I thought too. And then you're like, "Oh,
oh crap! She was the one that was originally sent to kill you." And then caught on fire and got thrown out the window.
All these things about Metal Gear, man.
That's a good game. It's a really good game.
Yeah, I have fun with it. Once in a while, I'll fire it up just to go do the missions.
Yeah, it's super fun. Outside of Mario Maker and Halo, it's the only game this year, including Batman, that I continue to go back to constantly and be like, all right, I want some more of this.
Oh, I want to talk about the online though. Metal Gear Online. I don't know if any of you guys have tried it, but it's fun.
I did a couple matches. I thought it's better than I thought it would be, but I'm still not super into it. I guess that's the best way I would describe it. So,
yeah, it's. I mean, because you got to play the different. Well, for me, you play the different missions, the different style of missions that they have on there, and you play the different classes that they have. But I prefer stealth. I still get stuck with playing stealth. But
Metal Gear Online has always been weird. I remember playing Metal Gear Online.
He's a weird anomaly.
You know what's funny though? Oh, I gotta tell you guys a story though. Because my brother was playing Metal Gear Online, and I was watching, and this seriously happened too. Because how you get those decoys, those balloon decoys. I will stand by my word here. That shit does work on people, real people. That decoy, the decoy lured one of those guys to try and sneak attack my brother, but my brother had put those there for just for a trap, so he could snipe them. And that I couldn't believe it worked. People actually tried to freaking sneak up behind the dummy.
The thing is that when I look at decoys, I kind of notice it's that thing is not moving, and it definitely looks like a balloon.
And
so
I on your HUD.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying it's when you say that, you say that, obviously, and for me too, I'm like, dude, and I told my brother too, I'm like, dude, did he not see the legs where because it has a stand on the legs? Did he not see that but maybe they
Well,
don't.
like-
I don't know.
Yeah, it also like John said, it doesn't show up on your scanner, so it's like, okay.
Yeah, but that's what
know.
I'm saying. That's the funny part. Is somebody, there's people that fall for it though.
People are just rushing in or think it's an easy kill or someone AFK.
Yeah, but I mean, but I guess like all the other gadgets they give you, like the cardboard box will freeze a person, or the not magazine, the little puppy dog that you put on there. The stuffed puppy.
Well, you
That's-
know, you guys, there is a cassette of a guard using the bathroom. If you go into a stall and use that, no one will look for you in there.
Well, yeah. You think about it, if you're a guard, you really want to open the bathroom stall and get a good,
Yeah.
breath of that
I think
scent.
it's kind of cool.
Here's another one for you. If you trank a guard and then pick them up and put them in a bed, the alerts won't go off if they find him.
Because they're sleeping. That's fucking cool.
Yeah,
That's
like
super
that.
cool.
Yeah, like that's another.
See, but that's the thing though. It's little, and I didn't even know about some of those tricks. Now it's like, whoa, okay, extra stuff to know about and learn and try and do in the next game.
Oh, I'm probably never gonna do a second playthrough of this game, not because it's bad, just because it's long.
You can't even do a second
Yeah, I don't wanna
playthrough
play
because then you have to
fucking Souls
delete
again.
your current playthrough because there isn't some new game button. That's
Well,
why I'm
but
like,
there's
I can't test. I can't test whether that whole butterfly emblem theory is going to keep quiet around because there isn't a button that says, "Oh,
Yeah,
I
that
get
part
to
was kinda
redo."
sad. I mean, I thought I kind of wish they would do that too, where you could do just a redo everything. But I mean, you're stuck with the way things are, I guess.
Yeah,
Guess the
that's
only
okay.
other way to do
D-Dog's
it is
awesome.
just start a new. Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, though, like I said, I still had fun with that game. I like every time you guys saw me or talked to me, I'm like, "Do I play Metal Gear?" Or I would always point out like, "Dude, I gotta go home. I gotta build up my base some more." Because you got people that when you play online or when you're online, people can try and take over resources from your base, and I don't know if any of you guys have been into that kind of a battle.
So I just went
that-
to the R&D platform and I just noticed that giant supercomputer sitting in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
Which one? You mean that tin can where she was locked in?
That Huey computer thing.
Yeah, I didn't figure that out either. I'm like, is this just gonna stay there, or is
It's gonna stay there. It's from Peace Walker.
I mean, no. I mean, I was hoping like you get to open it or what,
Oh no. It just sits there and look pretty.
or talk a lot of random stuff.
Yeah. I've been
Well-
waiting, Snake, for a long time. Wait, what? Is this thing a giant quote machine or something?
Yeah, but I mean, all in all, though, I did enjoy the game. I had fun with it, and then Metal Gear fan or not, it was still a fun game though.
Yeah, like
Like,
actually, like I feel as though being a Metal Gear fan, like if you're depending on your interpretation of the game, could almost hinder your appreciation of it.
Yeah.
Like it's like because you're very much like because if you've been playing Metal Gear 1, 2, 3, 4, Portable Ops, and Peace Walker, you're kind of expecting one thing, and this game doesn't do a lot of that. So
I'd say for me it's really strange because like Ground Zeroes to me just felt like ooh, this definitely is gonna feel Metal Gear 5 is gonna feel like a sequel because it was really jarring when you had to remove the bomb and it was really jarring when it blew up and we were like, if this is if this is Ground Zeroes, what's gonna happen in Phantom Pain? And definitely didn't happen. There was nothing really that was particularly painfully, cringingly jarring
like
in this game.
It didn't have that story moment that you got in 3 and you got in 4. It almost kind of reminded me of the story moments in the first one, where like in the first game you get that moment where it's just like you find out that just like you've been killing the whole time. And you're like, wow, I feel like a dick. In this case, it's like, yeah, you're it's like you're big boss. Da da da. I don't know. Like I said, it depends on interpretation, I guess. As for the actual gameplay, like yeah, incredible. But the actual gameplay is phenomenal in that game. But yeah,
Anything else?
I don't know. I guess we didn't do a review of it because it was 1 billion hours long. But I guess if we were to review it, what would everyone score it?
I give it a 9.
I would also give it a
agree with
9.
that one. I will agree with that as well.
The things I absolutely love about it is it gives you so much freedom to do things the way you want it to be. If you want to be murderous, you can go ahead. If you want to, toy around and have some fun, go ahead. You want to roll in with the tank? Go, by all means. Like, I love the freedom of it. It seems to be a very gameplay-oriented game, which I actually kind of like. Building your base, I think that R&D stuff that got the Civ 5 thing going on, and looks pretty good.
Well,
obviously,
the little things too, right? There's the little things too, like you didn't like people. Some people didn't know. Oh, I can Fulton myself, with the what you call those cargos, those giant
cargo containers, yeah.
Yeah.
The other stuff, right?
Yeah, and the game is insanely detailed. Like, just there are some times where I'm like, no, it says a lot about a game where like I'm 30 hours into it and I'm still hearing stuff where I'm like, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I just think, this like looks pretty good. Obviously, it's not about the tech. If you wanted tech, you would buy The Witcher, but but this game still looks good.
It's definitely like you can tell that they kind of had to hold it back a little bit because they're like, we want this to run on PS3 and 360, so we can't do everything we want to do. But but that said, it does look great. Like and I imagine the PC version actually looks even better, because it doesn't have any of the caps and like. The PC version of the game is hella optimized for PC, from what I've heard. Yeah.
I think the only things that really stop me from really thinking this is the definitive favorite game of the year is right when I reached the final third, I kind of feel like things got a little repetitive, but that could be my fault. Pacing, it just kind of felt like it started to drag a bit.
Like, I don't know if the pacing is bad or it's intentional, and that is, I guess, I'm not sure if that's an issue or not, because I'm not sure if they're intentionally trying to blow your mind and hide that you're not Big Boss, or they're just we want this more to focus on gameplay, so the story has to suffer for it. That's the problem. I will say they like to try and do so you guys remember that car ride scene with Skullface?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the cheesiness of how they timed that music was just like.
Well, not only that, but how that was supposed to be their attempt at recreating the Metal Gear 3, the Metal Gear 3 scene where you climb up the tunnel, but don't do it nearly as well. I'm in Metal Gear 3. There's a scene in Metal Gear 3 where it plays the game's theme, Snake Eater, and it's just you climbing the ladder.
And it was awesome.
It was the dumbest part of that game, but it was great.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but in this case, this isn't awesome. This isn't you climb. You don't even get the James Bond music on this one. This one's just kind of you're just listening to this guy talk really high theoretical stuff that I'm not even paying attention to. And then you just randomly just sit there, music plays, and I'm like, this is the climax? Is this the climax of it all? I don't get it.
Metal Gear 3 was literally you're in this big ass ladder, elevator shaft thing, and you climb a ladder for 3 minutes while listening to Snake Eater. That is literally what it is. And it was awesome. It was one of the best parts of that entire game. It did help that song was incredible, but
Yeah, it was a really good song.
I actually have that song
man,
on my MP3
the James
player.
Bondness of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it helps if you are a Bond fan. I will say that much. That entire game, though, like I feel like to like 3, you kind of have to be like, for 3 to be your favorite, you need to enjoy James Bond on some level. Because it does, like, that game loves James Bond. Like, it even talks about James Bond. It also shows that Hideo Kojima is obsessed with classic movies, because every time you go to save, it talks about one.
Yeah, Snake Eater's my favorite Metal Gear game.
It's between that and 4, because I really like playing 4 now. Even just there are moments where I'm just like, God damn it, that was unbelievable. Like,
yeah, actually, 4 had badass boss fights, dude. Remember the Metal Gear versus Metal Gear?
The end fist fight, the fight against God, what was it? Something Octopus, Laughing Octopus, I believe it was.
Oh, in the house.
Yeah, it's super creepy because she's just
awesome.
like super creepy because she's just laughing the entire time, and it's really like, I feel as if this game wasn't called Metal Gear, like, people would be freaking out about it so much harder in some ways. But in other ways, like, you don't get that twist, so I mean, there's that.
I've heard someone actually say that the reason why they thought they weren't going to get Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain, was because there was not much cutscenes.
I mean, like, I believe they broke down the total length of the cutscenes in that game to, like, 2.5 hours. And then if you throw in, like, dialogue that is happening while you're doing stuff, it extends out to, like, 3. And, like, you think that, like, that sounds like a lot. But then you remember that Metal Gear 4 had, like, 7 hours of cutscenes. And also that Metal Gear 4, granted, Metal Gear 4 probably overdid it. But then you factor in that, like, I've been playing the Uncharted, and those games are 10 hours long, not 50. And those games have about 2 hours of cutscenes. So, yeah, I think it's an incredible game. That much said.
So this raises up a very good question. Out of all of you guys' favorite games of the year, where would it be?
Like we said, there's always favorite versus best. Favorite is probably 4th or 5th. Like, because I really enjoyed Batman. Anthony, what day is this being posted?
It's probably going on a Friday.
Oh, it's going on next Friday? Thank God. Okay. Yeah, then it's definitely, like, you have no idea how many times I've been asked about shit in Halo during stream, and I'm just like, I can't talk about that, sorry. NDA suck. No. So, yeah, it's definitely below Halo. It's definitely, I would definitely say it's below Heroes of the Storm. It's below Batman. So, yeah, it's probably 4 for me.
See, here's my setup. My setup is it's going to be The Witcher, Metal Gear, and Batman.
I think but the thing is, I always differentiate favorite from best. Like, best game of the year, I think, is Mario Maker. I think Mario Maker is, like, that game is not getting nearly enough credit. That game's incredible. Unbelievable, that game. But that said, like, I think Metal Gear is great. It's currently like 4 for me though. What about you, John?
I have it in the top 5. Behind Mario Maker. I'm definitely putting Mario Maker high.
Everyone's like, I know, like, I love Heroes of the Storm, so that one's really high for me. Like, that's my one. That's like this game will probably, like, if it makes the top 10, it'll definitely be at, like, number 9 or number 10. God, I love Heroes of the Storm. Yeah.
What about you, Anthony?
I think it is top 3. Right now, from where I'm sitting, at first, when I played the first 2/3, I thought this is. I can see why this is a perfect score for so many people. But then when I got really deep into it, I felt maybe they gave it perfect scores because they didn't really get as far. They didn't finish it like we did.
Well, they heard about the review camps, and I think a lot of what them did is it's just you have 3 days, you have a week to finish this. So I'm guessing most of them just gun through the main story as fast as possible. Maybe doing a couple side.
Yeah, that's one of the issues every time you review a game. One of the things that plays in a factor is how fast do you have to finish it? Are they giving you lots of time, or is it one of those, hey, it's 3 days before release, but you need to talk about it before it becomes irrelevant? What do you do? And for a while, I'm I can totally see why this is a perfect school game. But then after a while, I thought, it has some issues. I really like it, but it has some issues. It was a 3-way tie for me between Batman, Witcher, and this. But as far as personal list goes, I think I put the Batman number 3. Metal Gear 2. I would put Metal Gear 2, and I would put The Witcher at 1.
I think for me, the thing that, if I was putting on the best of the year list, I'd put it at 2 behind Mario Maker, just because of how unbelievably detailed and fun it is. Yeah, it has problems with its narrative, but everything else about it's incredible. Versus my personal list, the reason that on my personal list I had more fun with Batman and Here's the Storm. Here's the Storm is a game that I have played. I played it every night for months, and the only reason I stopped is just these. The reason I stopped is I noticed that oh god, if I kept going down that rate, that'd be the only game I'd play, for one, and 2, I rarely had someone to play with anymore. So it was one of those things where it's well, this game is awesome, but I prefer playing it with at least one other person I know, so we can actually coordinate on stuff. And then Halo, let's put it this way. I beat Halo's campaign in about 8 hours. And then I stopped, just entirely stopped, because the multiplayer wasn't patched in yet. And it's been 2 days since, not even 2 full days, since the multiplayer has been patched in, and I've put in roughly 18 hours.
Holy shit.
The way I see it, well, for me though, the way I would either rate a game or figure that the game is, to me is a good game is if I get to play it the first time, get stuck playing it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then stop after finishing it. If that game gives me another reason why to come back and play it again, then to me that's a good game.
But I'm usually a guy who's all for value for money and how good a game can keep you playing, and I could definitely say that Metal Gear, I'm just doing the same stuff all the time. I'm just doing side ups, but for some reason I keep coming back and doing side ups, and I'm playing this game way more than The Witcher, because The Witcher I pretty much treated it as a one and done kind of thing, whereas with this one it's I'm gonna go back and do more.
Yeah, so for me with Metal Gear is I'm still not done with it just because how goddamn long it is. And it's not to say that the game is lesser for that. It's just I will get sidetracked by other games. So it'll be I could play more. I could get 3 or 4 missions done in Metal Gear, or play 2 or 3 games of Heroes of the Storm. Or in the case of right now, I'm writing the review for Halo. The review will be up 3 days ago as of when this posts.
So it's really more of everyone's preference than, when you think about it. It really is your preference.
Yeah, when we do the Halo SpoilerCast in a week or two, it's going to be well, my first 3 days with the multiplayer, I basically couldn't stop. It was eat, bathe, laundry, Halo. Go to work, Halo. So, I mean, at minimum, I think it's a great game, and I definitely think it's a contender for Game of the Year. I'm kind of curious to hear Nick's opinion on it.
I don't think he's gotten to it yet.
Right now he's playing.
Well,
right now he's burning through games he can finish.
I'm going to tell you guys something real quick. If there is any hope of it coming to PC, he will not be getting it for a while.
What? Oh, Halo?
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about Metal Gear. Like, what? I'm kind of curious.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he'll be playing that after Batman.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what his opinion on Metal Gear is, because like
he is a Metal Gear fan. So
he's a Metal Gear fan, but like I feel likes Metal Gear for like the action movie bits of Metal Gear.
Okay, that's
like like at least that's the vibe. This Nick's taste in games is so strange to me. Like, it's so strange.
This is basically this is how I interpret Nick's taste in games. Is it like a movie blockbuster? Like, grand, huge CG cinematics and big explosions and stuff like that. Like the Order 1886, yeah, it's not a very good game, but cinematics. So 9.0 from him. Which
even then, I've been asked about that review. I'm about who did that? And I'm like it was an opinion, and no one else at the time had played it because we got an early copy of that game. So it was one of those things where it's like, all right, well, we're gonna have to trust your opinion. And then I played it, and even though that game was 5 hours long, it felt like 12.
The thing is, in the case of I don't know what Nick.
I'll give it the fact that it was beautiful looking though.
Even it wasn't even that. You know what? I don't even think it was that good looking. Especially after seeing I'm not a big fan of The Witcher, but at minimum, I can say The Witcher is gorgeous. The Witcher is a beautiful game.
I don't know.
But I look at that game and I'm like, yeah, the tech is super impressive, but the art is kind of crappy and the color palette is crappy because there is two colors, gray and beige.
I don't know what Nick's gonna think about Metal Gear 5 because it's in the case of Metal Gear 4, it's I could see why Nick really likes that game because it is one colossal grand I'm trying to come up with a list of synonyms here. Grand. Okay, I would just use grand. It's one giant, huge adventure that has this powerful style to it, and I'm yeah, this could totally click with Nick. Whereas, in the case of Metal Gear 5, the world's big, but that's more of a gameplay thing than an actual. You sit down and get digest so much cutscene that you can have dinner and it'll still be playing.
He's really liking Batman right now, but that's just because they made a really long Batman the animated series movie and morphed a game around it. Versus The Witcher, it's very cinematic, has that movie vibe to it. Even though it's so here's the thing. Brevin, do you have The Witcher on disc or not? Do you have it on disc or did you download it?
I have it on disc, yeah.
Do you mind if I borrow it to give it one more shot before Game of the Year Awards?
Wow. Coming from you, of all people. All right, guys.
You have to respect that.
You guys really like it that much. I'll give it another go. I'll give it one more shot. I read it when it came out, and I wasn't big on it. I read it a second time, and wasn't super big on it, but I'll give it another go. I'll give it one more go.
I don't know, man, because the new DLC's coming out, too. I kind of want to play the other parts of the story, but...
DLC already came out.
Oh, damn it.
Is there I'm wondering, is there anything else that we want to cover with Metal Gear before?
Just like I said, I'm curious to Nick's opinions on it because every time he does his top 10 list, some games I totally call. Nick's list, everyone on the staff, you can mostly call their list for the most part. Except Nick sometimes because there's always a game that comes out of nowhere, like Towerfall or I didn't Pitcher Nick is like a huge Smash fan, but it made his list. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Where does everyone rate this on their favorite Metal Gears? Like, Anthony, you've only played one other one, so it's this or 4. But like creating your Metal Gear top 5, where would this rank? Like off the top of your head.
Between 5 and 4, I would go for 4 because it's just that much more crazy and huge, and you could do so many silly things with that game. Like, and granted, I didn't understand the story until I maybe watching it 2 or 3 times, but there was there's no other game out there like it. That's the best way I could put it. There's like literally no one else out there is gonna ever make a game like this. They could try, but it probably wouldn't like match it, or it wouldn't feel the same, or that kind of stuff.
They won't have the money to either, because Lord,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, pretty sure in like 30 years, and probably make something like it. Some like it was inspired by Metal Gear 4, but it was like, this is a good game, and there's nothing out there that will ever be like this, and this game is awesome.
Oh, okay. So, think about making Metal Gear 4, but to today's standards of like graphics and everything else. Like, think about how unbelievably expensive that would be. Okay, well, so that's
I will say, however, playing Metal Gear and hearing all the story part of it, and getting back into like figuring out what happened with certain parts of the story, kind of makes me want to go back and play the other ones.
That's actually like I said, I have a decent amount of downtime at my job. Even working swing shift, even though now I work in a violent house, so I get punched in the face. Yeah. Hey, John, at your job, have you ever had a table thrown at you?
No. That's why I work at my job.
Yeah, I can officially say I've had a table thrown at me at work. Anyway, it kind of made me want to go through back the older games and kind of see some things, but I would say I would put it above 2, but below 1, 3, and 4. And I would tie it with Peace Walker.
I kind of like 4 too, a lot better actually when it comes to the storytelling of it.
Oh yeah, no, 1, 3, and 4 blow this out of the water, and so does 2, depending on your interpretation.
And actually, that 4 made you feel bad for the damn bad guys you were fighting.
4 made you feel bad for a lot of reasons. Not just that. Then again, so did 3. 3 made you feel just like the biggest asshole in the universe. The end of 3 made me cry. That game is just heart-wrenching at times.
Actually, yeah. At the time, my then wife cried about that story too.
Notice that it was his wife, not him. All right. So, what about you, John? Where do you rank it? Do you put it in the bottom half of the Metal Gears that you played? Do you put it in the top half?
I would have it at number 3 after Snake Eater and Peace Walker.
Peace Walker is your second favorite, really?
Peace Walker is my second favorite, yeah.
Wow, okay. We have very different opinions. I like Peace Walker a lot. I played a lot of that game, but I don't know. So the thing is, though, I will say with my version of the first one, I prefer the Twin Snakes, the remake. Because the voice acting is better, the mechanics are better. People like to shit all over the Twin Snakes, but I actually think it's the better version of 1. Yeah, great game. We'll be back with a Halo or Batman one of these soon, I imagine.
Or perhaps both.
Halo at the same time, Bat Halo.
We'll call it the Halo Arkham Knight Edition.
Arkham Guardians. Arkham Guardians.
Arkham Guardians, yes.
Arkham Guardian, dear lord.
Perfect.
Oh god.
That actually sounds like a pretty epic title, if I'm honest.
All right, cool.
Okay,
Well,
so that is the spoiler cast of Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Thank you for listening. And now here's the part when we do our usual pitching out our site and special upcoming important thingies. So first off, we have a Facebook page. Like us on Facebook.
Go there.
The Twitter page and the Twitch page. Follow us there.
At The Gamer Access and twitch.tv/TheGamerAccess.
Also, Bronson Fury and Ray Johannesson, the Super Senpai Brothers, are going to be attempting a world record run for the longest for the longest Mario game marathon of what's the goal? How many hours?
It's 51 hours. The
51 hours of Mario, and they're doing it. And then this isn't just for the world record, but it's also for Extra Life, helping sick kids, children's hospitals. If
you want to donate to our Extra Life, or really any Extra Life, it's for a good cause. It's a tax write-off. Come on, people. Go to extra-life.org and you look up the Gamer Access, or if you want, I guess any team page. So come on, you want to give us money, or not even us, our team money, and anything you can, $1. Like, all the money goes directly to children's hospitals. I know Ray and I signed up under Renown. I can't speak for the rest of the staff. Like, what do you guys sign up under, out of curiosity?
Same place.
Renown?
Yep.
Children's Hospital.
Yeah, okay. So I did Renown also.
From Cartoon Network.
I considered Seattle, but no. Okay, so yeah, pretty much everyone on our team is doing Renown, except probably Nick and maybe Stephanie. And we, like I said, Ray and I are going to play Mario for 51 plus hours. We'll be streaming it the entire time, and yeah, donate. Sick kids, come on, for the children. Ray and I are basically killing ourselves for the children, but we'll have a world record at the end of the day. That's good news.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed the spoiler cast. Have a nice day.
See you guys.
Laters. The pain.
The pain. The fear.
The Phantom Pain.
That was bad. That was bad.